either because my stuff's magical in nature, so I don't want you to like go and take it, get your juju on it, and then send it back to me, and I'm like, hey, now I gotta do a ritual to get rid of it.
We'll leave it all funky and nasty.
Or they'll like use it for their purpose. They'll test it for their one ritual and send it back.
That's wrong.
I'm like, I don't mean to like assume that you're gonna do that, but we're not gonna take any chances.
This girl I know, she'd go and get clothes and wear them.
Yeah.
And then return them.
I could never do that. I feel guilty about like dumb stuff that I even shouldn't feel guilty about, so I could never do it.
Oh, I know. I'm sure they're like, are you kidding me?
Unless it like rips or something, and then you're like, take it.
Well, that's different.
That's different, yeah, but.
But no, she did it knowing that she was going to take it back. Knowing that she couldn't really afford to buy it, this dress. You know, and yeah, I just was like, I don't even want to know about this, okay? She was in charge.
It's
hard to put it in there.
Here, do you want to use my
Wait for a little bit?
There's couple of them for you.
Yeah, you might need this. It's going to take some time. You just have to be patient.
So when you're done with your bottle, if you guys have stuff left over and you want to take it home, you can put it in a baggie. Or if there's any of these herbs that you want to take home, we'll do that at the end. And you can just take whatever home.
Is it working? It's working.
I'm sorry, the tops are so hot.
It's working.
I just want to have to buy like bottles for the. Because I'm like, it's important. I have all these. I have like all these little bottles. That would be perfect.
Most of it is.
Why did anybody take this one?
Which one?
I thought everybody would be like, that one's mine. Cause
Okay, here, hold this water.
You need to stick them. I'm getting it in there.
do you want to bag right now?
And how much do I need to put in? In the round ones, how much do you need to put in?
You can put in well as much as you want, but I would suggest putting more. Like maybe fill it. Usually a third to a half. They're gonna expand, so it's gonna fill out a bit, and
Yeah.
so you can put a little bit if you want to put more oil in. But I'm the energy of the plant kind of person, so I'm not really into this and for everything because I can always refill it. And these are a lot of things are easy to get. Obviously, mineral oil you can get at like Target. And it's cheaper, but then almond oil I get mine. I buy mine offline, but you can find it at like
Nothing's gonna come out.
Henry's or.
That's what she said.
Okay.
It's okay, it was just a crude, tasteless joke.
You really grounded yours down good.
Well, actually, that was him. It's because he's ashamed. It's in his blood. Like mortar and pestle.
You make the best Cheetos.
Brujo?
Brujo.
Well, Brujo has some feminine.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's Brujo.
Brujo.
There.
That's too much.
Too much. Too much. Whatever. That was fast. I'm impressed.
It's got a big bowl.
It's a loose bottle, is that what you're trying to
It's
say?
a very loose bottle. It's very easy to fill.
She's gonna have video of me making pervy jokes in the middle of her work.
I think the majority of people who watch mine are gonna not.
Enough, or it should be more?
You can put in more or less. You're just gonna be filling the rest of oil, so it's really what you want. I decided I prefer 30% to half, or a quarter, 30%, or a quarter, 30%. Well, I know it's different, but still close enough.
Yeah, that looks nice too. Yeah.
Yeah, all I did was just put the bottle in there.
A little bit longer enough for one more bottle.
You got enough for 7.
Oh, the little ones, yeah.
Change I have left
Get the one no one went.
You already gave
Get the one no one went for.
That's right, I did. So I could take another tiny bottle.
Give me extra, so if you wanted an extra bottle.
Oh, why don't you take the bigger one?
Because
And then I'll take you.
the little ones are so cute.
You can like.
The big ones are 5.
I figured I'll just donate to the cause, because I mean, you're always doing stuff, you know, if you just stay
You can
like,
take like. I have a whole bag full of
stay
stuff.
like in the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
So
I need the other 10 for like my
Yeah.
You were selling like 20%?
We
Pass
usually
it
sell them
down
for
to-
65 on Etsy, but I said
Pass
25
it down
for
to
the
lady
brown ones,
face.
and I said 10 cents for these ones.
What?
The money lady.
What is this
That's
for?
Oh, bottom.
Bottle.
Oh, okay.
The money lady.
Oh, so you, okay. Okay. I got it. I'm keeping it.
Okay. This is harder.
Well, she said she gave an extra 10, so you guys
Yes.
can basically take as many bottles as you want and then you're
Oh,
concerned.
I want that, 'cause we want to have extra money in the fund.
Yeah.
Fund money.
This is a lot of money as it is, so it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing good.
I heard a posted it's classes for $5. Like, why'd you charge it? Because I know a lot of other classes will just be purely informational. They're like $20, and I'm like, but it's kind of like a service, and I'm like a new teacher, and so I don't really want to charge people to hear me ramble, and then, but I'm like, but the ingredients and everything do cost.
Everything, that's the thing, is it all costs, so, you know.
And I wrote
And we
out.
appreciate your time, totally.
I always write out. I told you my whole thing. So if you want me to send you the paper of everything I wrote about, so in case that
That would be
I didn't go over something,
Or you
or if
could-
it wasn't making sense, that way you can read it and still get the same information from the class. So I wrote it as if I'm talking to you, so it's
Yeah,
making
okay.
sense. Or you can just take this one home, even though I crinkled it.
Well, that one's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Or this one's not number 2.
What do you want?
I'm gonna take this.
I feel like
Yeah, I
too
have a whole
far
bag
away,
full
like
of
my
them.
depth
So
perception's like all off.
I know, I
The light
was,
keeps changing.
I saw these on your little Etsy. store.
yeah, I have like 300 of
I
them.
need
So
to, yeah, I'm gonna get some.
I traded them for oils. They're like $100 for oil. So I'm like, I do have to charge for them for some things, but I do have a lot of them.
So I am, I'm gonna totally.
We're gonna be putting some.
Like
You
some,
gonna take those home tonight?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be putting scrying mirrors on the website.
I gotta put up the wreaths too. I gotta finish on that. Because I'm working on stuff for my side. Because I'm trying to raise money for war, so I'm like, I'm trying to get my stuff out first. That's really selfish, but I'm
Tell
like,
me
it
about
takes-
that.
Okay, well I joined the SCA, and I found a house in their Escondido, they're a pirate household. But everybody does different periods. Like, I know the captain's wife does Viking, and I do Viking too, just because I'm like almost entirely German and Scandinavian. So I'm like, it fits. And like, and I'm a history nerd, and I love Viking history, and I like, and then I like the cross-war information too, but that doesn't fit into our time period really.
I'm done with mine.
See, she's a pretty Viking. I told you they existed.
Aww.
Well, we were
classes. I'm kidding.
You're like, you know what I said earlier? Forget it.
Let's take it back.
No, we were talking about a woman that is mutually despised in my house yesterday, who's very Norwegian Scandinavian, but she's just.
And the house you
rather
live in, or
mannish.
are you in SCA too?
Huh?
Are you in the, you mean like the house you live in, or are you in the SCA?
Oh, she doesn't live in the house.
It's a house. It's not a house.
I live in a house. In the people in my house, because it's not just us.
Okay, because I was talking about SCA houses, so I'm like, are we still talking about the SCA? Or
Yeah.
okay, so she's Norwegian and she's angry, or is she like a troll lady or something?
Troll.
What I mean,
Kind of appropriate, actually, now that I think about
no,
it.
because when I mean like people who are in the Viking period stuff, that they're like totally evil. I'm like, oh, they're a troll. It's like the
Yeah,
Vikings still.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
She's got the Viking heritage, but she's a Midwestern Bible thumper. And I think the inside manifests itself on the outside. She's got this Neanderthal
thing going on.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, I told you they were pretty.
He says.
Tell me how much you want.
That's perfect.
For the win.
I was still
Oh, okay, so
a little bit of hard.
but the Viking, we do the Viking and
We can paint them.
You were saying that you found a woman. She does Viking.
Yeah, the captain's wife does Viking, and so she makes all our garden and everything. It's expensive, but it's like awesome. I'm like, I feel so like appropriate.
Yeah.
So I always feel like misplaced in this time period. I'm like, this is not my time. So when I go to SCA, like I went to Crown Turning, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so normal now. I don't feel like a total nerd or like anything. I feel like I fit in, and I'm like, and this is how things should be. We should be eating off of like pewter plates
Yeah.
and wood bowls and like drinking out of, I don't know, like pewter mugs and stuff, and then being in the clothing and everything feels more comfortable than. That's why I usually like stick, because I hate women's clothing, so I stick to like men's, because I'm like, it fits better. I don't feel like it's women's clothing today is not, it's not right. Something's wrong with it. And then I put on Viking women's clothing, and I'm like, this is perfect. I'm like, did I just skip from like 700s to like 2010 or something, or like 1988 when I was born or something? I'm like, okay, feel like I like skipped all these time periods and I'm still like stuck in like that sort of thing. So I'm like, this is how I'm supposed to be. I wish I could wear this every day.
Well, you could if you wanted to.
I don't need more ridicule, okay? I'm kidding. When I'm at work, I'm so nerdy. I'll start like talking about things with like different jewelry where people are like, "Oh, you're." Think of a word that's not offensive. Think of a word that's not offensive. You're interesting. Thanks.
Yeah.
And somebody moved the camera, so now it's facing the wall.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. I'm probably gonna cut a lot of this stuff out just because of my ramblings. Okay, so everybody has it in the bottle. You guys are ready to move on to the next thing?
Yay!
Okay, so we're gonna do vitamin E oil first. Usually when I put the vitamin E oil in, there's no like anything that says how much you're supposed to put in.
See? It's like the third
So
time.
for smaller bottles, we can use a pipette. Just be really careful when you do it, because if you try and when you try to like push it too hard, it's just gonna like squirt off the top. It's not gonna go in. And so basically, get it so that it's covered. Like if you're using this bottle, try and like get it to the top of it, because then it's gonna like as it pours in, because then as it like starts to absorb and everything, it's gonna move down. So it's gonna look like there's a bunch in there, but there's not really that much. And there's only this much in there. So people with big bottles, don't be greedy, or let the little bottles go first.
I want it all full.
So we can
You
start
can go
that.
first.
We'll start this way. Here's a pipette if you need to use that. And then the next thing we're gonna do is essential oils after that instead of the carrier oils. So we have so you can either choose these based on the other herbs you put in, or based on what affects you, like the scent that affects you. Or like say I brought lemon oil. It's good for protection, but it's also good for, I told her, like cutting things off. If you have a specific person you're gonna use this oil against, and their energy, or they have residual energy on you, you can sort of some connection, use lemon oil. Or if you just want to cut things out and move on as a protection oil, kind of like as a cleansing aspect of it in a sense, use the lemon oil. Or the cedar wood is good. I've used that
You want to
in...
use the same pipette?
Well, yeah, it's just the vitamin E.
Now,
And then...
is there, do you fill up the whole bottle with vitamin E,
No.
or just
No,
a
no,
couple
no,
drops?
just get the herbs wet.
Okay.
Basically, that's what you're doing. Because we're going to fill the rest with carrier oil. I don't have labels for these because I know all the scents of my oils, so I just smell them and then I work with them, or I'll look at the coloring of it. So try, if you're going to use these, either sit them on top of the bag so don't get them mixed up.
Yeah.
So when other people don't keep continuously asking me, like, what is this one?
Okay, so what for?
This is frankincense and myrrh. There's 2 bottles in here. I think these are the only small bottles actually, so we shouldn't really get... Yeah, actually we're not going to get it mixed up, so we'll be good. So little baby bottles with the honey color, frankincense and myrrh. So that's a blend. This one is mint, and then this one's lavender. And so if you're going to use one of these, if you put it back in and you pass it around, just stick the pipette in so that we don't use 10 million pipettes. And the last time I think people got confused and were mixing oils by accident, and that's a no-no. So please don't do that, because then I can't use the oils for anything really, except for the purpose that we're using it for that night. I'm not looking at anybody in front of me, but you're just in front of me. That's why I don't take it that way.
Okay.
So,
And don't put the lavender in with the rosemary.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So maybe if you use rosemary, don't touch lavender.
Don't put the lavender.
Unless you already don't really
And
like
how
it.
much of this
You left them on the table.
Okay, so depending on if you're using the baby bottle, you only need a couple drops. Because the scent is. If you're using the bigger ones, I fill up the pipette to maybe like 2 milliliters, like this much. You can even, if you want to, if you're a scent person, you can put more. It doesn't. It costs more to use, but it's going to be. That's what I put in part of the cost for the whatever.
And can you mix all those?
I don't know if it's going to smell very good.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
It's so
unless you have a big bottle and you put in like a drop maybe, and you're gonna smell it and it's gonna.
No, I want to try the mint.
Okay.